Ambassador Oshima, welcome to Scotland.
Thank
We're
you so much.
pleased
Yes.
to be having this, conducting this exercise with the Asia Scotland Institute and Japan at this critical moment when we look at what we can expect in a post-Brexit environment in the creation of trading and economic relationships with our old friend and ally Japan. And I know you will be speaking later today about this subject, and I wondered if you could highlight some of the points that you intend to make.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me and to this very beautiful city. Unfortunately, I don't have much time to go out from the hotel and visit, but I've been here before, and so I know this is a beautiful city.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to doing my thing on what I would call post-Brexit relationship between Japan and and the UK. And I'll be taking a global approach. What will happen between UK and EU is up for you people to decide.
Yes.
Whether it's going to be a hard Brexit or soft, eventually there will be, I would assume, Brexit. But looking from a global point of view and putting in the context of global trade system since the at the end of the World War II, meaning the GATT and then WTO, it's a very interesting and I think a positive movement for the whole global system because we are now stuck in many ways in the WTO itself.
Yes.
And I'll go into the details why it's being stuck. And some countries are taking the lead in going out of WTO, not out, but I should say to add on to the WTO system, so that there'll be much more innovative approach to trade and investment. And Japan has been taking lead on TPP. Now, of course, initially it was Americans' initiative under Obama administration.
With the tilt towards the Pacific.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah. So there were 12 nations negotiating, finally signing at the end of the Obama administration. Unfortunately, before it was finalized in terms of bringing into effect, Americans under Mr. Trump withdrew. So initially, the 11 countries were at a loss, but then we took the initiative and decided to have the same thing, more or less, as a new agreement, and have been concluded, has been ratified. Now it's in force as of end of last year.
Yes.
It has an interesting impact on the global situation. So what I'll be saying is to have the United Kingdom after Brexit, post-Brexit, join TPP. Obviously, there's another option of Japan-UK FTA. That's another. I'll touch upon it, but greater benefit to come out of UK taking part in TPP, and that would be my major pitch.
Excellent. Right. There have been, obviously, in recent days, news of Honda changing its position here in the United Kingdom, Nissan as well, of course. Are these causes for concern, do you think, for people in the UK, or is it more a reflection of changes in the motor car industry?
Well, personally, I think it's basically more of the global development in the automotive industry. Yeah. I don't know why these specific cases are concentrated in the UK. There may be, of course, it may be partially due to uncertainty over Brexit, but more importantly, the whole global structure is changing so much, and even the production capacities in Japan are being affected, and many in US, North America also, because and it's also affected by various types of trade agreements. NAFTA, the new NAFTA, USMCA, is affecting production in North America. In Japan, CPTPP will also have certain impact. So let's always put it in the global context and see. But moving away from automotives, I think there are new industries emerging almost every day in a sense. And it will be much better to try to see in how we can, UK and Japan, cooperate in the new areas. Well, of course, protecting as necessary all areas, But more and more, as we know, the economies are less production, manufacturing oriented, but much more services, IP oriented. And of course, if I'm not mistaken, UK has always been the source of new ideas, ever since the Industrial Revolution, or even before. So we have always been following what you have been doing in terms of providing new ideas for new growth in generation of wealth. And we would like to take part in it. And I think that we have certain our knowledges to contribute. So we have a bright future, I think.
Well, thank you. I know that people are going to be very interested in what you have to say, and you'll get a lot of questions, because this is a time of uncertainty, and uncertainty obviously affects business confidence, and everybody will be very relieved when these negotiations are concluded one way or another.
Exactly. No, I think no matter what happens, the most important thing is to have an agreement or agreed situation where people start work on that basis. It may have an immediate impact in maybe reducing production because of the difficulty in going into the continental market or whatever, but eventually certainty will provide new initiatives because certain areas are still open. And So it's important to have the knowledge of what is certain, and that's when you start to think about the future and creatively.
Well, thank you for coming and joining us, and with your very considerable knowledge of trade and trade negotiations, we'll be very interested to hear what you have to say.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.